Well, it appears that there is a new development in vaccine world. Apparently now we are going to vaccinate the honeybee population of the world. Boy, doesn't that make you feel comfortable? Nice and comfy like a warm blanket on a cold winter day. If you would like to talk about this and where we have been and why I haven't made a video in a really long time, I would encourage you to stick around for the rest of the video. My name is Justin. This is Built on Faith Homestead or Leaving Egypt, depending on which video platform you like to watch your content on. So stick around.
I once was lost, oh, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
All right, so first, how does this vaccine work for the honeybees? Well, from what I have read, and there will be links in the description box down below, you're welcome to go read it for yourself. But from what I've read, the vaccine is put into the food supply of the honeybee. And then the worker bees bring this food supply to the queen bee. And the queen bee gorges out on the food supply. And then the vaccine enters into the queen bee's ovaries. And then it is passed down to her children. And now her future offspring are completely and 100% vaccinated. Now, I have some... well, once again, right, just gives you the feel-goods. Honeybees, if you don't know, are integral to our food supply as a whole all around the world. If you don't know, right, there has been a lot of honeybee die-off over the last several years, and especially here in the United States, there seems to be a great shortage of bees to pollinate crops and gardens and plants and all of those kinds of things, or at least that is what the research seems to suggest. I see a bald eagle flying over the father-in-law's cows over here. That's kind of cool, 2 of them. Anyhow, that's at least what the research seems to suggest, is that honeybees are dying off. And so they have now produced a vaccine that is supposed to help the larvae survive a bacteria that kills larvae of honeybees. So don't worry, according to the research, it's safe and effective. Well, I've heard that before, haven't you? Recently, the last few years, safe and effective. Blood clots and sudden death and heart attacks in young people and in athletes and some of the best shaped people in the whole entire planet, and autoimmune diseases on the rise and cancer on the rise, and insurance actuaries showing that the life expectancy of people is dropping dramatically over the last couple of years since the rollout of the latest and greatest safe and effective. So, are we fixing to kill our honeybee population? I wonder. Not only that, I have another question. Think about the way that this operates. They put it in the food supply. The food supply is fed to the queen bee. It goes into the ovaries of the queen bee. And then the children are fully vaccinated. It makes a person wonder, would they try that on, I don't know, let's say you and I. I know that there's been a lot of concern over the years with certain doohickeys and how they may translate to children or pregnant women. And I know there's been a large uptick in miscarriages. That's verifiable. You can find that all over the internet if you're willing to look and if you're willing to dive into it. I suggest going to DuckDuckGo or something like that to look it up. It will be simpler. However, the information is readily available. And so when you miscarry, it's a heartbreaking thing because that's a child. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. We have experienced this in our own family, my wife and I, and it is not a good feeling, right? To know that one of your children has died, no matter how young, still a child. And so it's a heartbreaking feeling. Now, this was before all of the rollout of the latest and greatest doohickeys, and we are not interested in the latest and greatest or the previous doohickeys, if we're just being honest with you. But it makes a person wonder, man, would they try this on people? Are they already trying it on people? Is it already occurring? Are they already using said doohickeys to inject mothers, and then it's passing down to the children through the mother? Are they being doohickied without us even really knowing what's going on? Which may not make you uncomfortable, but it certainly does me, because there seems to be a lot of mystery around our medical system. As of lately, I have known several people who have had different medical things occur in their family, and the doctors were less than honest. to put it mildly. We had just recently our 4th child, which is one of the reasons why I haven't done a video in a good long while. I have had to help my wife and the baby a lot more than with any of the other kids that we have had. Because that child was sunny side up. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've never heard of this. Anytime I've heard of something being sunny side up, I'm only speaking of an egg. However, I'm trying to get a notification that's come up and it's messing with me. There we go. However, that made the labor a lot more intense on my wife, and the recovery has been slower. She has been more sore and just hurting more. Things have just been slower to recover, which has made her need more help, which I'm okay with doing. I don't mind helping, right? Oh man, I get to hold the new little baby for a little while you need to do something else or whatever right now. Man, that's just terrible. But we were wondering, why was her labor so much longer than it's ever been before? And why is it taking her longer to recover? And of course, you can chalk it up to, well, you know, she's a couple years older than the last time we had a kid, and maybe that's it, and all of those things. And that's not a bad thing to look at. But I got curious, and so I looked up, like, hey, if the baby's sunny side up, what could be some of the issues with that? They didn't tell us this in the hospital. But extended labor, more like harder labors, more issues with the delivery, and all of those things are all at a greater probability if the baby is sunny side up. Now, nobody communicated that with us. And part of me understands that. Part of me says the doctors and the nurses, right, they're just going to kind of keep quiet about it and hope that everything goes well so you're not extra stressed out. And I can understand that to an extent. However, my wife is for sure the type of person that she wants to know. She would rather know. She would rather know what she's getting into, right? If she ever has a major medical issue, which, Lord forbid, I hope it never happens. But say she was to get cancer. She is the type of individual that wants to know how bad is it and what's the likelihood that it's going to, that I'm not going to survive it. Like, she would rather know that than to be lied to. That's just one experience as of lately. Speaking with other family members and friends that have experienced similar type things where doctors were less than honest. And it almost seems as if they were using their patients as guinea pigs to try things out. And so whenever I come up or I have this thought in my head of, man, I wonder if they would try this on people, maybe without even telling them necessarily. I'm not just pulling that out of the sky. And it's not just a tinfoil hat website theory idea or something like that. It's based off real life experiences that me and my family have experienced, and friends of myself that have visited with me about experiences they have been through. See, whenever it happens over and over and over again, it makes you begin to have some questions. So that is kind of where we have been. I've been trying to help with the newborn, and of course we have 4 kids, and now we had the newborn, and we got 3 other children, and trying to help take care of them. And my wife homeschools, and trying to learn to balance all of that once again with the newborn and everything that comes along with having a newborn. And then also our kids got sick, which has just been it's like we just can't get rid of it right now. It just will not go away. And 2 of them right now are sick, and not the newborn. Newborn's doing okay. But 2 of the other ones are sick. And so been trying to help with that. And then of course we had Thanksgiving, and just as important almost holiday for mid-Missourians or Missourians in general is the rifle portion of the deer season has been going on. And so with having a newborn and having sick kids and trying to help out and all those kinds of things, if I had any extra time, I was slipping away to try to go hunt a deer. Now, in the middle of all of this, I have been trying to find ways to improve our YouTube videos or Rumble or wherever you watch our videos. And one of the things that I'm going to try to do is we do everything on our phones right now. All of it. We do all of our editing on our phones, all of our recording, and that really limits what we're able to do. And I have several other video ideas that I really want to do, but they're going to be somewhat longer form. And I know that really doesn't work sometimes on YouTube. Like 10 minutes or less is probably your best bet if you can do it. However, I I have some videos I really want to do that I feel like are important, that I feel like need to be done, that I just can't do on my cell phone. And so we've had a video camera for a long time that we've used in the past, but I don't have an editing software anymore that is good. And so we have to get an editing software, and we have to do a few things in order to do those longer form videos and to do some different type videos that I'm really interested in doing. One of the videos I really want to do is a deer processing video. Now, most of that will have to be on Rumble exclusively. I won't be able to do it on YouTube because YouTube's communist. But I just want, no, because YouTube won't let me show it. It's too graphic, it's too this, it's too that, whatever. It's too helpful. And it makes you too independent and too free to be able to know how to process and butcher your own animals. Pretty soon I'm going to be butchering a beef myself. And I would like to record some of that, mostly just to give you the confidence to do such things if you have the ability to do them, right? I can't do all of that on my phone. I can't record long enough. I can't show enough. And then on top of that, having separate videos going where I'm doing some that are Rumble specific. I really want to do that because I feel like Rumble is a much better platform as far as being able to video and talk about anything that I want to video or talk about. I just can't do that here on YouTube. And I want to do more Rumble specific videos. And the only way that I can do that is to try to grow our video operation. And so we are trying to grow. Now, we do not make like any money off of YouTube. We are monetized, but we're not making any money. Same way with Rumble and all those other things. So this is all kind of a slower process, and we have to go into it slowly. On top of that, this is not my primary job. I am a pastor, and that takes up a lot of my time between visiting with people and studying and praying and all of those kinds of things. I'm very into biblical studies, which means I don't just skim through something. Like, I dive deep into it. And I maybe would like to get back to trying to do some of those type of videos. And once again, I'm going to have to get something where I can do longer form. Also, as we start to use the video camera more, my wife and I would like to do some live videos and just try to have some live discussions with you guys and try to reach out that way. So that's kind of where we've been, what we've been up to. And comment down below. Do the honeybee vaccines make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? I know they certainly do not, or it certainly doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I'll learn to talk one of these days. Probably not. I'll probably never learn. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.